Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 4J's show here at Utica TV. I'm your host, James Brown, and today we've got a lot of topics to discuss. But before we get there, pardon me, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves, starting with my good friend to my right. I'm this sentimental. Last time we're doing this, last time I get to introduce my good friend to my right.
You never touch her like that. It's really nice. I'm Jeremy Harvard. See on the screen right there. Listen, last show, like JB just said, definitely a little bit of a bittersweet moment for us. This has been a great experience. Again, thank you, Nico. Thank you, Trey, Tobias, Kate, Logan, Laura, anyone who's helped out with the production. Terrence, who's not here right now, but thank you everyone who helped out with the production. It really has been great. And don't go too far from the Utica TV YouTube page because Friday night, we have Friday Night Live coming up. I'm hosting. It's going to be a great production. Don't want to miss out. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Maybe our boy Andreas is back home in San Diego watching. But yeah, Friday Night Live this Friday night. Don't miss it.
Yeah, Jack Rathburn. Again, excited. Last show, kind of a bittersweet. Like Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy said everything I was going to say. I get to come back next year to do some more stuff. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to miss you guys next year. You guys have been super helpful in my whole experience at Utica as a whole. So I'm going to miss you guys. But again, we're not done yet. We still got a little bit more to do. So let's get started.
Job's not finished, as the GOAT Kobe Bryant said. So here we go. Let's get started. Pioneer Golf Team, they placed 4th in the Empire 8 Championships this past weekend with a combined score of plus 156. Let's take a closer look at some of the performances during this event. Like we said, Utica placed 4th behind St. John Fisher, who had plus 63, and the second place finisher was Nazareth with plus 114. So that's a huge drop off. Fisher's got to have a crazy golf team that we just don't know about.
I mean, I guess we haven't really been following the golf team a whole lot. We kind of just started recently. Obviously, the season's been kind of mixed up with weather, but I mean, there's a couple of big performances. I mean, I'm looking at the scores right here. I mean, Nazareth had a couple of big players. They're shooting just 6 over. That's a really dominant program, and I don't think Utica or Flags lost again. Golly, James Brown.
Oh my goodness! Did the flag fall? What? I'm not guys.
What are we doing?
What do we pay you guys for? This is terrible.
Flag, Trey.
This is terrible. All right, I gotta walk off frame. I gotta get my tape.
Okay,
sorry, guys.
Nazareth Golf apparently they're really good as well, but I mean.
How'd that fall down?
I don't know.
I don't know. Nico, what'd you do?
He's wearing that stupid soccer jersey.
Yeah, that Liverpool jersey. Oh.
At least it's not a Devils jersey.
So gross. No, that'd be better.
No. We spoke to Neil Roman last night. He said he didn't have his best weekend out on the course, but I mean he hasn't really been able to get out very much. Excuse me for stuttering. I'm just really excited for the show. But with the weather up here in Utica, the weather is not how do you say it? Good. So it's really tough for a golfer to really get in the groove. And again, you guys brought up the St. John's Fisher golf team. I feel like Fisher's good at everything, and golf isn't really a sport that we hear a lot about. And the fact that they just kind of were so much better than the rest of the field, I think that speaks volumes to the program they have over there and the type of athletes that they have teeing up every weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm taking a look at some of the Utica performances. I think Louis Roman on the Utica golf team, he's got to be related to Neil. They're both from Oswego. Louis placed 22nd. Neil placed 26th. I didn't know that Neil had a member of his family on the golf team. That's pretty cool.
We'll have to fact check him on that. I didn't know that either.
I mean, they've got the same last name. They both are from Oswego. They both placed in the 20s.
Click on a picture. Do they look alike?
No, he doesn't have a picture. I just tried to check. No picture for our guy, Louis Roman. But I got to give a shout out to myself. We're going to talk about it later. My picks last week were electric. My picks were dialed in, the most dialed in I've been all year long. And I told you guys that Daniel Maloney of the Pioneers was going to show up, and he showed up. He was Utica's top performance, placing 6th overall out of 35 golfers. 307 combined strikes for him. That's plus 31 over par in the 4-round championship event. So I got to give myself a shout out. Shout out to Daniel Maloney, too, getting it done. The freshman, too, so he's going to be coming back.
Congrats to him. All glory to him, but it's really sad that it took you to April 23rd to get something right. I believe these standings are finally finalized. We'll go over that in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of you, JB. You got it right.
Speaking of golf, we had a golf outing of our own here at Utica TV. Myself, Nico, and Jeremy and Jack took a trip to Valley View Golf Course right here in Utica for a great round of golf. Let's take a closer look. It's from the 5th.
Triple bogey.
No, this is probably for like 7 over par.
No, triple bogey.
No, this is for 7 over par.
Flop shot. Go the other way. All right. Well, probably
That was a right to left. Here's Nico's shot from the 5th hole. Station manager, producer of the 4J's. What does he got? Oh, that's right down the middle, folks. That's right down the middle.
Is that Phil Mickelson?
Yeah, honestly. Hole-in-one opportunity for Jeremy.
Yeah, par 3, thinking like 8.
Par 3, 134 yards to the pin.
That went in.
I think that went in the hole, folks.
That go in?
Is that close? Oh my gosh. Did that go in? I think that went in.
Came right back.
Chance for birdie. Great shot off the tee. It's the biggest moment of his life. Solid par. Post game. James, how do we feel?
You know what? That was my best hole of the day, so I'm happy.
No. Is that when Nico and I are driving together?
The kart buddies.
I'm horrible at golf, but I'm having a good time.
Broadcaster at Utica, WPNR 90.7, Jeremy Horowitz.
Yo,
ladies
don't
and
laugh. It's going to be really bad.
Don't worry, we're not hitting it much better. It's okay.
I don't think it could be much worse than this.
Here's Mr. Horowitz from the 4th.
Front foot or back foot?
Front foot.
Front foot.
Nice spit of the seas right there. Let's see what Horowitz got at the 4th.
No pins off this time.
That's pretty good, Jack.
All right.
Gonna stick right on there.
Pitching wedge.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
56.
My ball.
Chicago native can do. Nice punch out. Here's Horowitz from the 5th.
every tee off of the next one in case someone gets a hole in one.
This will be his first of 5.
This is the one. This is the hole.
I don't know if that's gonna be the hole. See that one up again, buddy. Alright, here we go. Run it back. Any predictions of where this is gonna go? Behind his right leg. Oh.
Hey.
It's not bad.
Striping it.
That was forward. That's the best drive of my life. That was my second time ever golfing. The first time, it was for the Utica baseball golf outing, not this fall, the one before that. I wore my Jordan 11 low rubber spikes, so I dented every single green that I stepped on.
Goodness.
I wasn't really allowed to shoot after like hole 7, but I had a great time. But I had a better time this past Monday. I had 3 really great teachers, those being JB, Jack, and the lovely Nico Leonard. But I need a lot more help.
Yeah,
I also need my own clubs.
yeah, you do need your own clubs. All the clubs that you saw these guys use, those are all my
I mean,
clubs.
on hole
His beautiful clubs are in Chicago, and this guy
Doesn't have.
doesn't have.
On hole 7, I only was able to hit off the tee box. Then I threw the ball the rest of the hole because they were in a different cart. And Nico's a lefty. Hole 8, the only club I used was a 3-wood, and every ball I teed up and hit it with the 3-wood. And then hole 9, you guys had to go find 2 other of your clubs, so I was using a 9-iron the entire time.
All right, well, maybe we'll contact Daniel Maloney, see if we can like improve a little bit, and then next year maybe I'll get back to you guys. I'll be on the golf team.
Yeah, you'll be on the golf team?
Yeah.
I think you could. Jack actually had the best
You
score
played
out
nice
of
with him,
all of us. Jeremy,
you see
as
right
you guys
here,
can see,
I
he shot a 90 on 9 holes. I believe I had a 57. I think Nico was around the same spot, 55, something like that. And then I think you were close to breaking 50. You were probably, what, 51, 52?
Something like that.
I want to go.
Pretty good.
I want to get to the simulator on campus. Neil's got to get us
Yes,
the code.
Neil Roman
Yeah.
needs to get us in that simulator. Well, hopefully we're hoping to hit the range, so obviously
Yeah,
we won't have
tomorrow.
another show. We would have got you guys
Friday
some
Night
great
Live.
clips from
Friday
that.
Night Live.
Friday Night Live, we get some good clips from the range. You guys can see those. But it was such a good time. It was so fun being out there, having that time with all of us, Coming to a close, so it was great to be out there with you guys. That
Weather
was a
wasn't
good time.
ideal, but
Weather was not
nice.
ideal. It started raining.
It was nice
when we
until like the
crossed.
6th hole. After the 6th hole, it got
Yeah,
really
it
wet
started
and windy.
pouring.
It was just dark. It
yeah.
got so dark out of
It
nowhere.
did get really dark too, but it was fun. I mean,
wow.
it's still questionable up in the air. I think that was a par in that par 3. I don't know.
No, that was
I don't know if the
definitely a
double
bogey.
hit counts or not.
Yeah, well, I'm counting it.
Nah.
Make myself feel better.
But that was a good time. Great video by Nico putting that together. Thank you to him. But let's get back to the sports, the people that are actually good at sports. Utica.
Eric Corey?
Yeah, Eric Corey, yeah. All right, we'll start off. Let's talk about women's lacrosse. So women's Lax clinched a playoff berth after their huge win over Alfred in their senior day. How do we see the ladies faring in the postseason? Right now, the Pioneers on the season, they just got a huge win, 20-4 over the Alfred Saxons on their senior day. Dominant performance by them.
yeah, they're 4-3 in conference play right now, and I think I'm feeling really confident in this team. 20-4 is not a slim margin by any means, and now we're seeing like 2 of the biggest names from the women's lacrosse team really coming together. That's the Stolman sisters, Maria and Gracie. They both had 5 goals in that game. I mean, obviously they're 20, and those sisters are accommodating for half of them. I mean, that's a chemistry that you can't really like teach, and I think that's, if you're a coach or a fan of women's lacrosse at Utica, you've got to be feeling really good about that.
Yeah, I think this Utica team is really great. I talked about last week how Grace Stuhlman having herself an incredible year. But right now, currently, they sit 6th in the conference, so they're going to make the postseason. But the only thing that's tough about, I think, their chances are in the postseason is they're playing a top 10 team in the country, St. John Fisher. This Fisher team is insane. 14-0 overall, 7-0 in conference. I got the privilege of watching them play a couple weeks back versus Utica, and it was just like watching
18-3.
Yeah, it was like taking candy from a baby, if I'm being honest. It was pretty bad. I mean, the ladies did put up a couple goals in that game, but that St. John Fisher offense is just so good, and they would win. And Grace Stuhlman, is great in the draw circle. She won probably 3 draws the whole game, which is crazy for her. Whoever's doing the draws for St. John Fisher, she was killing it. And then as soon as they had in their own zone, 2 passes and a goal. It was so quick. So as much as I think that they could make a run in the playoffs, St. John Fisher is not losing this conference.
And I'm looking at like the scores right now. Any Empire 8 opponent that St. John Fisher has faced, it hasn't even been close.
27-0.
27-0 against SUNY
That's
Poly.
crazy.
Alfred 23-1. We said Utica 18-3. Russell Sage 22-3. So like they're just running through Empire 8
Yeah,
opponents.
and if you scroll back up, they beat number 7 ranked William Smith College too.
They beat number 4.
Number 8.
Number 8 William Smith. Number 14 Ithaca.
So they're playing tough competition too. It's not even just like the Empire 8 obviously is very top heavy when you look at the lacrosse standings. Geneseo is also a great team, same with Nazareth. But besides that, it's kind of all middle of the pack, kind of just above or just under 500 teams. But Fisher's showing they can get it done versus a lot of good opponents. So I'd be interested to see how they fare the rest of their postseason too.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, they've seen that they can run through kind of the Empire 8 opponents. So I think they've got pretty high hopes for the Empire 8, and I imagine they're going to be looking towards the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they got a big game coming up against Hartwick next Wednesday at Hartwick. 2 teams, both 4-3 in conference. I think that's a big game for both teams. I mean, both of them clinched playoff spot, but maybe this determines a little bit of seeding. Obviously, I think the Utica women's lacrosse team only has 2 games left. With the first one of those being Hartwick, the next one being SUNY Geneseo. I know I said that right that time too.
Geneseo.
Yes, I said it right.
Not Geneseo.
No, I said it right. It's April 23rd. I finally figured out how to say that word. But yeah, those are 2 big games coming up for the Utica women's lacrosse team. And SUNY Geneseo, 6-1, very, very good team. So I think the game against Hartwick is kind of a must-win for the Lady Pioneers.
Be interested to see how they finish their season. Another lacrosse team that's coming down to the wire for men's lacrosse. They're going to be facing off against the Hartwick Hawks later on here today. And they got a chance to make the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. Right now, they're currently at a 6-8 record overall, 3-4 in conference. They have a chance right now, 7th in the conference. If they can win their next couple games, they're going to play Hartwick, and they're going to play a really tough Geneseo team on senior day. They're going to have to be perfect throughout the end of the season if they want to make the postseason. Do you guys think it happens?
I think it's going to be close. I think Hartwick and Geneseo are two opponents that are going to kind of be telling to whether or not this team is not only going to make the tournament, whether they're worthy of making the tournament. Because when you're looking at the numbers right here, Hartwick and Geneseo were both above them, but not like terribly scary teams. They're not facing like the number 1 St. John Fisher team we just talked about from the women's side. So I think these are two really good opponents, and if they're able to beat one or even both of these opponents, I think they'll have a lot of confidence, and I think they'll be pretty comfortable going into the Empire 8 tournament.
Men's lax, you can do it. They got
2 boards.
They got Gavin Gretsch and Nick Phillips on the call today.
Gavin Gretsch, Riley Calhoun.
Excuse me, Gavin Gretsch and Riley Calhoun. That's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win. And then they got the Knights at home on Saturday.
That's going to be Nick Phillips, Gavin Gretsch. That's going to be
Nick Phillips
exciting.
from play-by-play.
Yeah.
That's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win. I really think this team can do it. I mean, I think they have a lot of the campus rallying around them because the baseball team really hasn't been home much. The softball team, I mean, their schedule has been so sporadic with weather cancellations, and I really think that this is the team that the campus has really been focusing on. They can do it. You can do it, men's lacrosse. I know you can. They're going to make the playoffs. Book it. We'll see you in the postseason.
Well, I've watched this team play.
Goodness.
That was real exciting. I didn't know you were that excited about lacrosse.
I'm from Long Island. I have to fake it till I make it.
That's right. That's right. Long Island lacrosse is insane. They're so good.
Patrick Oswald from Long Island.
Patrick Oswald, that's right.
I just realized all 3 of us are wearing different colored polos.
Yeah, doesn't look pretty cool.
That's really nice.
But back with men's lacrosse, I have watched this team play a lot this year. They're a team that's got a lot of fight, a lot of heart. Their offense is really great. Their defense, they play tough, they play aggressive. But, you know, the goaltending hasn't been there every game. Patrick Oswald has played better the last couple of games, but I don't know. This is a Utica team that scares me. Right now, when you take a look at the rest of their season, they have to play Hartwick, which is a tough game. Hartwick's another team that sits right in that middle of the conference. Lost to Alfred, who again was in that same spot as Hartwick. They lost 14-5 on the road. These last 2 games being at home are definitely crucial when you look at them on the season. They do have a 4-3 record at home. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Definitely a close finish. If I had to predict it, though, I think if they do get in, it's going to be a very low seed. They might have to play a tough team, you know, a tough 3 or 4 seed. But we'll see. Interesting to see how men's lacrosse finishes their season. And since our last show, the baseball team, they went 2-5 over a long week of conference play. Let's take a more in-depth look at how they performed and what that means for the rest of the season. So, like we said, 7 games. We'll go through them game by game. Jeremy, this is a team I know you've been following close to. Lost 2 games versus Russell Sage. Then they go 1-2 versus Houghton, and then they go split versus Cayuga. What do you think that means for the rest of the season for a baseball team?
Well, that Sage series, that first game was weird. It was tied 7-7 in the top of the 5th, and then the Pioneers exploded for 7 runs. The only problem is that the Gators exploded for 17. So
17 runs from the 5th inning on.
Yeah.
And it was a 9-inning game or a 7-inning?
They was started the 5th inning.
So probably a 9-inning game.
I think it was a 9. I'll
So
double check.
4 innings, 17 runs.
Yeah. And then the game right after that, I mean, they were down 18-0, I believe, and then they rattled off 13 runs straight.
18-0?
Yeah, they scored 13 unanswered runs and still
Oh my gosh.
lost.
Who pitched that game?
Everybody. The problem with the team is that the pitching is not where it has been in years past. Like, obviously, you have Coop as your 1, but the 2 and the 3, it's kind of been wishy-washy all along. You've had guys like Austin Rhodes and Jordan Henkel come in, and there has been some struggles, but there also really has been bright spots. And those guys who, not only guys on the baseball team, but I consider them my friends, and I root for them, you know, every time they're on the mound, every time they're on the hill, and I do think they have a lot of talent. I just think, you know, it's a little bit of a struggle so far throughout the past couple weeks for those 2 guys, but, I mean, you have Brockport coming to town next weekend. Maybe they were just looking ahead last week for the big boys to come to town. I mean, I think everyone kind of has these 2 dates scheduled, those being May 2nd and May 3rd, because everyone knows Jason Story's back to town. So I think that's kind of a distraction for this Pioneer team. You have to understand this is a really young team, too. There's only 5 seniors. There was 6 until one of them walked off. I don't know who that could have been, but me.
That was you.
And
That was a good poll.
There's only 3 grad students on the team. One of them being Steve Sclafani, the other one Justin Mazovic, and the other one being Tim Martin. It's a pretty young team. The big class, really that sophomore class, and you're gonna have to lead by example. I mean, it's kind of a committee of a pitching staff. I mean, again, the team has a lot of talent. I just think they're kind of young, and I think they're gonna have to go through some growing pains. I mean, Cayuga's not a team you should lose to. Again, I have 2 of my best friends that are on that Cayuga team, but Utica should never lose to Cayuga. I know it's a game on the road or whatever. I don't think it really matters. That you shouldn't be splitting with Cayuga, especially in the next game. You put up 16 runs. It feels like this team kind of picks and chooses when they want to hit, and when they want to hit, they want to pitch. They can't get everything together at once. You know what I'm saying? Like when they pitch good, they don't hit. When they hit good, they don't pitch. And when they do both those things, they don't play defense. There's been games that had 5, 6, 7 errors. You can't win baseball games like that. Another game today at 3:00 against Cayuga. Need to win that one. Polly comes to town.
That's gonna be
next
game.
Monday. I think we're on the call. Us two, No, I think it's Jack. Actually, no, I think it's
Jack.
all 3 of us. And then Nick, you and Nick are in the studio. We do some weird stuff. It'd be fun. And then, not Polly. Brockport. Brockport comes to town. I said May 2nd, May 3rd. Listen, this is a very crucial part of the Pioneer schedule. If they don't beat SUNY Poly, they may drop down to the 5 seed and have to pretty much play a play-in game to get into the postseason. So this is a really crucial part of their schedule.
Yeah, I think one of the series is that you're going to have to go back and look for the Pioneers. Looks like they're going to have a postseason berth since they do sit 4th right now in the conference unless something crazy happens. That SUNY Poly game is definitely going to be one to circle. If they lose that game, they could be in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game you really can't afford to drop, especially with what's been going on the past week or so. I mean, you go to Houghton, you win game 1, but then you lose by 3 touchdowns plus, 22-0 in 7 innings, and you lose game 3, 10-6. And then obviously yesterday, the split against Cayuga. It's not ideal. Again, those are tough games on the road. They haven't had a home game since April 5th. So, no, not even April 4th, excuse me. The game on April 5th was canceled due to weather. So they've been on the road for 2 weeks plus. It's tough when you don't have home cooking, You have to go on these long road trips because everything is pretty far away from Utica. Because, I mean, it feels like every time they're on a bus for 2 hours plus. So it's a lot of a mental toll on these guys. And at the end of the day, their finals are coming up. There's a lot of outside distractions that don't really pertain to baseball. Obviously, deadlines for assignments and papers and finals coming up. I mean, it's a lot. Being a college athlete isn't necessarily easy, but this point of the season, they're going to have to dig deep. They're going to have to grit and bear the tough times, which they're going through right now, and you got to hope they get hot like the New York Mets did last year. And hopefully, they got to start playing playoff baseball right now in order to make some noise. They got to start playing playoff baseball today in order to get into the playoffs on a hot note.
Well, another team that's been red hot, softball team. They've had an incredible year as they currently sit 2nd in the Empire rate with a record of 18-8, tied with St. John Fisher, 26 points. They're tied for 1st place. What do they need to do to secure that number 1 seed and home field advantage for the postseason?
Well, JV, you and me were on the game for the softball game yesterday, and I think that game, I haven't really gotten to watch in person a lot of Utica softball, but I think that game really got me excited, and I think that's the team that I'm most excited about on campus right now. I mean, I know Jeremy has talked about baseball all year long. He was getting really excited for men's lacrosse for some reason, but I think softball is going to be my team going into the end of the semester. Softball. I'm saying it now. Softball is my team for right now. We got to watch them play yesterday, but even in like a loss like that, I mean, they were facing one of the toughest pitchers in Trinity Critelli of that SUNY Poly team. She was insane. She was so unbelievable. Really odds were stacked against Utica, but I think we've seen a lot of good things from this team. They were able to get a couple of nice hits. They were able to get on base, draw some walks. I think it's really going to come down to their fielding. They've got to stop making like these defensive errors. We saw a couple of dropped fly balls in the outfield. I think it's come down to the positioning as well in the outfield. We saw a lot of shallow fly balls. They were kind of able to drop for like bloop singles, even doubles if you're able to push it with some speed. But I really like this team. They're able to get stuff going offensively. The pitching was another thing that I thought was pretty solid. Thornton was the reliever, I think, coming in for Kylie Murray in either like the 3rd inning, I think. And she was pretty dominant. She held the runs, stopped the bleeding. So I think this team has a lot of good things going, but it's going to come down to those errors like Jeremy was talking about with the baseball team. You're not able to win ball games if you're making silly errors like that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think at the identity, like you said, Jack, this team is a hitting team. This is a team that needs to get hot. In that 7-1 win in that 2nd game versus Poly, scored 3 runs in the 3rd inning, then scored another 4 in that 4th inning. So this is a team that when they get hot, they get red hot. And I think it really does start off with the leadoff hitter for the Pioneers. It has to be Brooke Beliza. She's been so good this year, batting .480. That is insane. And not even like it's a small sample size, too. She's had 94 at-bats. She is the typical leadoff hitter. 45 hits on the season, 30 runs, 22 RBIs, 7 extra base hits. A couple of those came yesterday. She's just been incredible this year, and I think if she can get going, that's going to be able to propel the rest of the offense. The girls, like Taylor Craft, even Megan Paul, the freshman, she's hitting the 2 slot. She had herself a really good 2-game set, a couple of extra base hits in that 2-game set yesterday versus Poly. But when you look ahead, if they want to secure the number 1 seed, they need to find a way to beat St. John Fisher on Saturday on the road in Rochester. That is going to be a huge, huge series. They also have to play Nazareth, who also is at the top of the conference, and then they get Cayuga, who's not the best team. But
that was a nice way to put it.
Yeah, but that 4-game set down in Rochester, Nazareth, and St. John Fisher is going to be something that everyone, if you're interested in Utica sports, needs to be looking out for. And honestly, I think the girls can do it. I think they're red hot right now. Even the dugout, we talked about a lot on the call.
Yeah.
They feel like a family. They're always cheering each other on. They have all these specific cheers that relate to each woman on the team.
We were talking about that. They've got to practice that. They were singing. They had songs.
They had songs. They had synchronized dances that they were doing.
That's the one thing with softball I just can't get behind.
You don't
like it? It was awesome. It was sick.
I think it's
awesome.
so cool.
We were amazed because they had like these chants going, and then come the 3rd inning, they had like a full song. They were singing.
It's definitely impressive.
It was crazy.
But like, I'm back in my umpiring days. I umpired a couple softball games, and it was like 90 degrees. I'm in a lot of equipment, and I get to listen to these, full-on musical performances.
It's awesome.
It still
it's
depends
fun.
on when I want to get out of here.
It was fun.
I liked it. I thought it was really cool.
I think you brought up a good point with Brooke. She didn't really play last year. Now she started all 26 games this year,
last year.
batting almost 500. It's very, very impressive what she's doing. Obviously, you can't forget to mention Rachel Little batting .411, which is still like 70 points behind Brooke, which is completely insane. .411 is nothing to scoff at, and the fact that she's not leading the team in batting average is really something to take note of. This is a team, again, you guys mentioned, it's really deep. They have like a family type of mentality, and I really think that is what kind of allowed this team to go far. You mentioned you got to beat St. John Fisher, and that's what happened. That's what they couldn't do last year. I spoke to Taylor Craft. I interviewed her earlier in the semester before spring break, I believe, and she spoke about how she really wants to beat Fisher, how to get that rematch back in the finals. That's who they lost to last year in the championship. She really wants that before she has to hang up the cleats and graduate. But I know she's definitely relaying that message on to the rest of the roster, and I think it's really going to be interesting to see that 4-game series against Nazareth and Fisher coming up.
Well, if you look at St. John Fisher in their last couple games, they're holding opponents in that Brockport series 0 runs, 1 run versus Geneseo 1 run, 2 runs. So this is a team that obviously has great pitching, and we saw the Pioneers struggle versus Trinity Cortelli yesterday. Yep. So that's definitely going to be a question mark. The hitting coaches of the Pioneers are going to have to find a way to, even when they're slumping, find a way to get through it. They scored 3 runs in that 7th inning, bottom 7th frame, trying to make a rally, a comeback, but that needs to come sooner. If they're going to want to beat St. John Fisher, it's going to come down to if the Pioneer pitching can be on, can Kylie Murray and Lucia Gargiulo, can they pitch well, and can the lineup get out of the struggles, get out of the strikeout struggles. They had 9 strikeouts actually as a team. Trinity Cortelli pitched a complete game. They cannot let the Fisher pitchers do that if they want to win this game.
I don't think you can go in with like a ton of confidence, but I don't think you can let the performance against Cortelli kind of darken your mood, because that's got to be somewhat of an outlier. Because Trinity Cortelli was absolutely insane. She holds the SUNY Poly most strikeouts for any softball pitcher at SUNY Poly ever. She has the career strikeout record, and we saw that on full display. She's a strikeout pitcher. That's what she does. She gets the swings and misses. She gets you looking. She was able to paint the corner. She does it all. So I don't think you can really say that the Pioneers their weakness is pitching. I think you just faced a really, really good pitcher. But again, you've got to go into this with the mindset that we're going to get hits. We got to keep swinging the bat. We've got to think that we know the strike zone better than the pitcher. And then I think you're going to have success against St. John Fisher, who has been a really hot team as well.
It's going to be an awesome finish for all of these teams. Be on the lookout for those. We're not going to be here next week talking about them. So make sure you guys are going to be keeping a lookout. Women's lacrosse, men's lacrosse, baseball, and softball have huge finishes coming up. Don't want to miss those. And that'll just about do it. Now we're going to take a look at the moment that all of us have been waiting for. We're going to look at our records, and we're going to see with records with our picks, and we're gonna crown a champion. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
According to Nico, he's gonna put the winner on the screen, and it is Jack Rathburn.
Oh.
Oh wait, what?
Liar.
Whoa!
I knew it wasn't.
It's
these
Jeremy.
games.
It's Jeremy.
That's a tough graphic. Cash Jeremy Horowitz money line plus 180. Gave it out before the second episode of the show. I told you guys what I do. Look at that, 45 and 19. Very impressive.
Wow.
I had no tart on my left for 3 weeks, talking bad about the show. Talking bad about me and my picks. No tart. I don't see you. No one else does. You're at the bottom of the leaderboard. Listen, it was great. It was a great experience. I'm walking away with a trophy. And
Yes,
I have
you
a
are.
producer right next to me. I have a Pine Sol drink.
Oh,
Wow.
Pine Bud drink.
I can't wait.
That
It's
is the
from,
trophy.
Laura.
Korea.
It's from Laura Lewin's.
From Korea? We just-
Children's exotic food
You gonna try it?
subscription. Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Oh, you have to drink the whole thing.
You have to
Whole
drink.
thing?
Does he have to
Whole
chug it in
On
one sip?
camera.
You have to
Chug it
chug the
on
whole
camera.
thing. You gotta chug it. You have to chug it.
I'm not gonna chug it.
You have to chug it.
I'll spit.
You have to
You have to chug it.
Producer tells you to
From
chug
the
it.
producer.
Chug. Chug.
Go. Oh my God.
It's actually pretty good though.
Is it actually
Is it
good?
good? Mm-hmm. What's it
Oh,
say?
I'm not trying. I know. I'm okay.
Pretty good.
I don't want any of your Pine
It just
Bud.
tastes like aloe. I don't know.
It tastes like
Good.
aloe.
Aloe vera?
You ever have like aloe drink from like 7-Eleven?
No.
It's good. Say Tobias.
I've had aloe for when I have something.
Jeremy Horowitz, you have to finish that drink right now.
Oh, we got
I'm
the
like,
big
the voice the
speaker.
way done.
The voice.
That's the voice we are hearing in the studio. Yeah. Is that it? Is there more? Oh, there's
He's
more.
got
My
one
fault.
more.
I'm just drinking water and pineapple juice.
Finish it. Finish
Yeah.
it. Hey. Congrats to the champ.
Congratulations, Jeremy.
That was actually pretty good. I want another one of those.
Now, you only get one. Only
You
one.
have to win it again.
And I don't know if we have access in the studio. Can we pull up?
Oh my gosh.
Trax, what can you do?
Just forget it. Just forget it. Man. All
was a
right.
good
Do we
drink.
have access to our? Oh, here we go. We got Jack's record. Jackson second,
You have
but
a
I guess
record?
I'm in last.
44. I was one
game
behind.
Wow.
Oh my
We don't want
goodness.
to show JB's, do we? That was actually a really good drink. I want more.
No, we definitely want to show JB.
What?
Can we get JB's?
I had a good week.
Can we get JB's on?
Do we have mine, or is it just lost in the files? That's not bad,
you finished
bro.
strong.
You guys talk so much smack to me about my record. 40 to 24 is not bad.
That's
close to 500.
I don't think
I'll
that's
take
right.
that. I'll take that.
That's way-
It's because of last week.
That's well over 500. What do you mean?
Last week I had 29 wins.
We're not math majors.
I had 11. I had 11 wins last week.
Yeah.
Wow. Proud of you.
That
buddy.
that was really good week.
Proud of you.
And Daniel Maloney didn't even count. That should have counted too, because I picked him. to
Maybe
play
if you
good.
didn't want to be the villain the entire year, maybe you would be close.
that's
Yeah, you
closer.
had a character to play.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah.
I had to pick Houghton and Polly and Nazareth and Curry and I mean Hobart. Congrats, you won Hobart.
Well, I picked Utica once. I tried to be the guy that picks Utica, and they lose in Jersey to the, what was it, the Firebirds? I don't even know.
Montclair
man.
State.
Montclair State.
Neruda, be better. You make JB look bad.
Yeah, really.
kidding. I
I
love
mean,
Neruda.
but congrats to you, man. That's,
Thank you.
That's an awesome
I
activity.
want-
that better go on your resume, too.
Laura, I know you're gonna watch this. I need more of these. That was actually really good. I need another Pine Bud drink, and I don't know what that says. Someone translate it at home. Mark Rathburn, that's your job. You translate.
Mark Rathburn.
My dad got a shout. Shout out to my dad.
I like that.
Shout out to Mark
We're connected
Rathburn.
on LinkedIn.
Really?
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
I know. I felt like I won the lottery that day.
That's awesome. Proud of you.
I think we're just trying to ramble because we
I don't
don't
want
want
it to
I don't
show.
want this to
This is
end.
it.
I love
But-
this show.
I think this is it, boys.
Let's throw it up the flag.
That'll just about do it here for us for our final show. Thank you, everyone, for helping make this possible. Nico, Trey, Toby, Kate, Logan, Terrence, and of course, Laura Lewin. You guys are incredible back there. I love you guys. You've truly made this a dream come true. And I speak for all of us, including Justin Notar, when I say this was an incredible experience.
Justin Notar.
I also want to thank these guys next to me. This guy right here, Jack Rathburn. Yes, Jack Rathburn's here. Not
True.
Jeremy Horowitz is here. You guys have became like brothers to me. I've been so blessed to do this show with you guys. There's no one I would rather have next to me than you two. Obviously, Notar could not be here. And unfortunately, this is going to be the last time that me and Jeremy are going to sit here.
Sad.
But I cannot wait
very sad.
to
It's
see
emotional
what you
day.
guys do with this show. And you guys, I'm going to be watching next week. I mean, every year,
Next
every
week.
week, next week. I'm losing my words because I'm just.
He's getting
so,
sad.
I'm
He's
getting sad.
He's gonna
yeah.
cry right here in the studio.
Yeah, this is hard.
It's
but-
definitely an emotional day. Like I obviously,
Yeah.
I'm excited to graduate, excited to move on to hopefully get a job in the real world. But I'm gonna miss having tracks on my head. I'm gonna miss sitting on the right of JB, Jack, Notown, whenever he decides to show up. Our amazing crew. It's been really such a fun semester. I wish we started this earlier. Of course, you don't know what you have until it's gone. I'm going to miss everyone. It really has been a fantastic 3 years here for me. Again, like JB said, I'm going to watch as much as possible next year. All the broadcasts, all the game days. It has been a phenomenal past couple months. And listen, I love you guys. I love everyone in the studio. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys so much for treating us like Pat McAfee and his crew. It really has been phenomenal. So again, thank you all for watching us every week. Whoever, whether it's my mom, your parents, everyone else's parents, or Ryan Piros' parents. I know they're big fans of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really has been an incredible experience. I made memories with these guys that I never thought I'd have coming to Utica. So nothing but love coming from me. I really do love all you guys. Love everyone in the studio again. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, I'm gonna miss it, but
Yeah.
I'll always remember this. You know,
Lots of bigger things for
gotta
us.
remember where you start.
Yeah. But like I was just saying, it's been an amazing semester. So I also want to thank our incredible viewers at home. Thank you for always listening and watching every week to all of our craziness, madness that goes on. We've had so much fun here this semester. It's been an absolute experience. And make sure you like and subscribe down below for all things Utica TV. We've got Friday Night Live coming up this Friday.
Friday Night
You do
Live.
not want to miss that. 8 o'clock. We've got this guy hosting the monologue.
fun.
It is going to be
It's gonna be fun.
incredible. We got Nico Leonard dressed up like one of the professors. Not going to spoil who it is. You don't want to miss that. There's some incredible stuff. Please do not miss that. And also subscribe, because next year you got this guy, you got Jack Rathburn, a couple other guys going to be joining the show. You're not going to want to miss it next year.
Maybe Notar will show up as well.
Maybe Notar will actually
knows?
show up. We'll see. But enjoy the summer, and always remember to fear the moose.
To the moose.